Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Look, apologies I haven't done a video in ages because I've been busy doing work and other stuff, going on holidays. But I want to do a video today on how to scam corporations. Now, there's a great quote from a guy called William Sutton, who was a bank robber back in the 50s. You've probably heard it. When he was asked, why do you rob banks? He replied saying, well, that's where the money is. So why do you want to scam corporations? Well, because they got more money than the rest of us. They're the best people to scam. So I'm going to run you through a couple of steps today. It's about 5 steps, and we're going to go through how to scam corporations in 5 easy steps. Now, it is going to require a little bit of work. I really apologize for that. But, the return on your effort is going to be amazing. So it's worthwhile. The first thing you need to do is a little bit of research. And what you're looking for is 2 big corporations that do a lot of trade with each other. So you're looking for a customer that buys a lot of stuff off a supplier. Now, the more stuff they buy, the better. You're looking for someone that's potentially doing millions of dollars worth of trade each month. And these certainly do exist, but it's going to require a little bit of research out there to actually do that. That's fine. The internet has all kinds of information around that. So yeah, you want to do that research. And then when you've got that research, you can start with your plan. So the first step you need to do after you've done your research is you're actually going to establish contact. So this is really simple. You're just going to find out what the number is for the accounts payable department of the customer. And you're going to ring them up and pretend to be the supplier. And you're going to say, hey, I'm Andrew. I'm the new accounts receivable person from supplier X. Here's my new contact details. Here's my new email details. Is there anything I can do for you guys? Do I need to provide you a letterhead with the updated contact details? Just some really simple things like that. Now, the accounts payable department get this sort of call all the time. They'll provide you with some information and say, hey, yes, we can update the systems. That's no problems. Just need to send us an email with, the details, and we'll do that. So you go ahead and send that email. And then you wait for a couple of weeks. And the next time you contact the customer, what you're going to do is ring up and say, hey, look, it's Andrew. We spoke a couple of weeks ago. I'm from, supplier X. Look, we're going to potentially change our bank accounts in the next couple of months. We've decided we don't like our new bank, and we're going to change to another one that gives us better rates and things like that. Can you just walk me through the process I need to go through to let you guys know what the new bank account's going to be when we change that? And that accounts payable department, that customer will actually walk you through what's required to actually change the bank account. So they'll give you all the information. You might require things like, official notification on letterhead. They're going to do a secondary backup, things like that. But they'll actually walk you through that process, and you can learn what that process is. So once you've learned that process, this is where the scam really comes into play. So the third step of the scam is you actually enact that bank account change. So whatever that process they told you was, you go ahead and do that. And you say, hey, for supplier X, we're now going to have a new bank account. We're going to go through the formal procedure of changing that. The accounts payable department will do their procedure, ticks in boxes, everything's done. The key is, obviously, you're going to change that bank account to your own bank account. Once that bank account is changed, all those invoices that customer is sending to that supplier, is sending that customer, are going to get paid to you. So you don't even need to worry about that. That's going to be taken care of in normal business. You just change the bank account, you sit back, you let all those invoices get paid into your bank account, and you do that for a couple of weeks. And then you close down that bank account and take off, never to be seen again. The reason you only do it for a couple of weeks is because sooner or later that supplier is going to figure out they're not actually getting paid for invoices. They're going to ring up and ask, well, why aren't we getting paid? The accounts payable department's going to say, we are paying your invoices. They're going to do an investigation and find out that they've been scammed. But, if you've got 2 or 3, even 4 weeks worth of invoices, multi-million-dollar corporations, you could potentially make yourself $500,000 or $1 million without too much effort. If you're a corporation and you want to protect yourself against this, it's actually really difficult because of the social engineering aspect and the way we've done that. We actually establish contact, we establish personal rapport, we get to know the people, everything like that. And you shared information, and it happens all the time in business that people change bank accounts, they change contact details, addresses, all that sort of stuff. They even change the company names. So it's really difficult to put in place procedures to protect yourself against this. It can be done, and I certainly work with a lot of companies that do that. But there's another way of protecting yourself, and that's using a secure payment facility. So traditionally in Australia, especially in New Zealand, UK, a lot of these companies will use electronic funds transfer, or EFT, or BACS as it's called in the UK, to transfer money between two corporations. Now, the problem with the EFT transfer is it's just done on the bank account numbers. So you're saying, I'm going to take money out of this bank account, put it into that bank account. There's no secondary checking or anything like that. But we have developed some new secure payment facilities over the last couple of years, specifically to combat this sort of fraud. And that's where we actually use something like a Visa card or a MasterCard, and we have this thing called, a concept called knowing who the supplier is, knowing who the customer is. So we can issue a payment on a secure one-off virtual card where only one single merchant can actually activate that payment. So we're protecting ourselves against those sort of frauds. Obviously, if you want to know more information about this sort of stuff, reach out. I work for a company called Covantage. We're working with a number of different payments providers that offer secure payment facilities that's going to help you mitigate the chance of actually getting a corporate fraud of this sort of magnitude in your organization. As I said, if you need help, reach out. This is what we do.